Here we are at the Mecca in Swindon, and we're here for the Tank Promotions Best of the Best, and I've just bumped into our good friend Malcolm. Martin, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Now, we've interviewed you a couple of times. Are you commentating this evening? Or?
Yeah, I'm doing the commentary. I mean, I know there was a big thing last year about the retirement. That is definitely on, but I'm a Swindon lad. You know, I'm local, this is my hometown, and I support the hometown teams because it's 10 minutes up the road. When we finish tonight, I'm home in 10 minutes. As for the travelling, as for the shows across the country, I haven't done one since the turn of the year when I said I'd retire.
Are people still trying to book you?
Yes, most definitely, and in a way it's flattering, in a way it's sad, because you know I want to move on and I want people to move on, but I've had a couple of shows that I should have been at this year that have messaged me and very kindly said it's not been the same without you. Are you sure you're retired? I had another offer me almost double the money to do it again, but no, if it's not Swindon, I am officially retired, guys. You know.
So you live quite locally then, yes?
Burton. Yeah,
oh, right, okay,
I said, so tonight it took me 12 minutes to get here, and it'll take me 12 minutes to get home. Big difference.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And that's the problem, isn't it? When you do such a good job, you've got a recognisable voice, people know what you're about. It is difficult to sort of stop and say no, particularly when you make friends with some of these people, and you know, no one wants to let anyone down, but there does come a point where you've got to say enough's enough, really.
Well, that's it. I mean, you said quite rightly, over 30 years of doing it now, I realised it's 30 years. I've made so many friends in the industry, and a lot of the people that book me year in, year out. So they become more than just people that book me. But I thought about it long and hard. I'm 64 this year. I know I've had a hard life. And there comes a time when you've got to say, do you know what? I want people to remember that it was good, not like still booking me because they know me at 70 and go, yeah, he used to be really good. There comes a time when I'd like to think you go out and you've given all you can, and you know.
Yeah, and that's the same with some of the, you know, great commentators, MCs. You know, I was a big fan of Murray Walker. I'm a big F1 fan.
Yeah.
He called it a day. I said it would never be the same again. Martin Brundle then picked that up, and now he's that sort of legend on the TV. So, yeah, I get that. So let's go back then 30 years. How did you get into this?
Well, I was two things. People don't realise I was actually a very well-respected kickboxing coach.
Right. Okay.
I coached in Chippenham what was Spartans Kickboxing that the Mallinsons now run.
Yes.
They were both students of mine from pre-teenage, and at the same time I was working for what was the biggest martial arts magazine in the country, Combat Magazine.
Wow. Okay.
And
yes.
I went to the York Hall with one of our fighters, Chris Long, who's now got fighters on shows. Michelle Menades is Chris Long's fighter. I mean, we Simon and I trained that young lad from when he was 14, and we took him to the York Hall for a European kickboxing title. And Steve Holdsworth, the Eurosport commentator, was there, and Steve was really big at the time. And he saw my combat t-shirt and he said, does that make you an expert? I said, in what? He said, well, martial arts. I said, well, yeah, if you want to put it that way. He said, well, I do boxing, I don't do martial arts. Do you want to commentate with me? And I said, when? He said, tonight. Sat down, and he said, right, he said, when we're commentating, don't look at me, just look at the fights, just answer what I'm saying, and you'll be fine. And I said, right, okay, when do we start? And I looked, and the camera was there going, 5, 4, 3. And then we went, and that was the first show all those years back with Steve. And then eventually he got his license for a pro referee, was doing a lot more with Eurosport. So he said, I don't want to do kickboxing anymore, and just put my name forward. And I went from there, and then the MMA world started up, and Cage Rage came calling, and then BAMMA, and then I did, well, the UFC 5 Live. So I did it all in the end, but it was all down to Steve Holdsworth, the Eurosport guy, just seeing a t-shirt that I wore.
It's a funny old world, isn't it? I mean, we're experiencing that now with the channel. We've been booked out for events that's nothing to do with boxing.
Yeah.
They just like Clint, and they just want to get us involved. We've got a red carpet event in London on the 1st of June, which is...
Oh, I saw yeah.
I mean, you know, music scene, something different, but they were like, can you just come and jump in the crowd and interview the celebrities and get in the green room? And I'm like, okay. We'll do some of that, yeah, well, why not? You know, something different.
Well, I was always play-by-play, so I always felt that as long as you had someone with you that knew their stuff, I mean, I was fine with kickboxing, Thai boxing, K1, that was my thing. But anything else, as long as you had someone with you, and I had some of the best with me, I feel play-by-play, you can anchor anything as long as you've got an expert with you that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And I always say, learn how to feed the ducks. your expert is your duck. You just keep giving him the stuff, he'll do it for you. So you can transfer those skills. So I understand what you're saying there.
Well, look, Malcolm, I'm sure you've got to go and get set up. So it's been a pleasure talking to
Lovely,
you,
as always.
Yeah, as always. Keep going at the local events.
Lovely, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, keep punching. Thanks. Cheers, man.